Hi everyone, it's CJ. So I've been MIA for a while because we all came out of lockdown and I have a regular job. So I had to, I'm still going to work, but I wanted to come back on here and start doing videos again. So I just wanted to, while I'm laying out the tiles, this is going to be for the rest of November. So let's see. Okay. I'll do these backwards maybe. Actually, yeah. Let's do this backwards. Okay. I just wanted to point out, in case anyone missed it, this is election week, and I just wanted to point out that I did a reading. I don't know when it was, back in over the summer sometime. It was after Joe Biden became the nominee, so it was probably like June or July. And I did a reading on the election, who was going to win, and I predicted that Joe Biden was going to win, so I just want to point that out. People were telling me, no, he's not going to win, and they didn't see it because, they didn't think young people were going to vote for him, and all the reasons, whatever the reasons. So, but I had a feeling he was going to win, and there's other reasons why I thought he was going to win. Astrologically, and I will get into this later. I'm going to do a video on, I've been saying this forever, about Saturn moving into Aquarius. Well, it's more than just Saturn moving into Aquarius, really. It's Saturn and Jupiter are going to come together. They're going to be aligned in December. It's called the Great Conjunction. It happens every 20 years. Saturn and Jupiter line up, and it kind of sets the tone for the next 20 years. So last time we had this, it was in 2020. I can't even remember. I'm going to move these over. I can't even remember what sign that happened in, but over the last 200 years, these conjunctions have been happening in air signs, or in earth signs, excuse me, which has to do with the physical world. So we've been very focused on, that's the Industrial Revolution. We've been very focused on the physical world, making money, using physical resources for 200 years now. And so now it's about to move into air signs. And air signs are about mental energy. Aquarius is about technology. So I think we're going to move into a different energy. Let's just say that. For the next 200 years or so, until the conjunctions start happening in a different sign. But I'll get into the details of that later. But Aquarius is also a progressive energy. It's about moving forward. We've had a lot of stuff happening in Capricorn this year, which is a very conservative sign. And Saturn's very conservative, but we're moving into Aquarius, and so that's forward looking. Someone pointed out to me, they were like, well, Joe Biden doesn't seem very progressive to me, but keep in mind that this is the energy for the next 20 years. It's going to be Aquarius, so this is a long-term thing. It's not going to happen overnight, but with both those planets moving into Aquarius and then meeting up there on the winter solstice, I think that's a sign of things changing. And so that's kind of the other reason why I felt like Biden was going to win. So he just barely pulled it off. I'm sure there's going to be fighting in court and stuff, so we'll see what happens. But okay, so let's start out with today's reading. everything shows up on reverse on the camera. So even though I'm starting over here, this is, to me, it's on my right, but for you guys, it's on the left. So we're going to start over in this column right here. And this is our foundation. So this is kind of everything that's led up to this point. So boundaries. This sign came up in the past when we had readings that strongly showed the lockdowns and the coronavirus, the pandemic kind of taking hold, that we're going to have, a lot of people putting up strong boundaries across the world to keep other people out, keep the disease out. This is also about psychic boundaries, so people are kind of putting up boundaries to keep out the negativity or, conflicting viewpoints and things like that, which can be a good thing in ways, but it can also be a bad thing because then you're not seeing other people's point of views. But that's where we are. People have been trying to protect themselves, putting up boundaries, putting up walls, that kind of thing. This gavel means that the time is now. So it's kind of like we've been forced to take action. We've been forced to take some actions before things got too bad. Otherwise, they would get really bad. That's kind of where we're at this point. I don't see that we've actually taken some very strong actions when it comes to like the coronavirus, but in other areas we have taken action. So people went out and voted. So I don't know. And then we've all been kind of stuck in our houses. So that's in the past. We've all been kind of, I think because so many people are in their houses, people have been focusing more on their home life. So that's a strong indication of that. Let's move over to the obstacles. Okay, so here's the obstacles that we're going to run into in November. Constraints. This is the desk man. He's just feeling really worn out and bored with his job. So a lot of us are feeling kind of stuck where we are. That's my cat Ginger. He doesn't usually get to jump on the table because the table's usually small, but since we're on a bigger table, he wants to be part of the scene. He knows something's going on. He's like, pet me, love me, pay attention to me. Okay, so that's kind of where we're all feeling. God, we're all feeling a little stuck right now where we are, and that's holding us back. Okay. Of course, fists. Everybody's in fighting mode. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. We're all wanting to fight one another. That's not gonna do anybody any good. It's gonna hold people back. And my cat just knocked my whole thing over, so. Okay. And then this is kind of bizarre that this is in the constraints. This is called the Great Eternal Return. But this is basically like God or it has to do with heavenly things like this is where we came from. This is the source of everything. So I think the reason it's in constraints maybe is because we all have big ideas about our beliefs, okay? So we all have beliefs, and we're all kind of stuck in our beliefs. Like, we all think that our beliefs are right. And when you get stuck in your beliefs like that, it's kind of like the whole boundaries thing. It makes it hard for you to see other people's points of view. And then you think you're right and other people are wrong. But we need to come together and see that we all have our own truths, and all our truths. This is going to be hard for some people to understand, but all of our truths are right. They're right to us because that's our truth. So it's really interesting lately that quantum physicists have discovered that reality, based on the experiments they've been doing, reality is not as subjective as we think it is, or not as objective. Let me just say it that way. There's no one truth. It's more, you create your own truth. So you're like, but how can that be? There are certain things that are just like, this table is here, but this table is here because we all believe that this table is here, so there's so much energy put into this table being here that's why it's the truth. But if you didn't believe that this table was here, you wouldn't see this table. I might see this table, but you wouldn't even see it. You wouldn't think it was here. So I know that's hard to wrap your mind around, but that's the way things are. And your beliefs are your beliefs, and other people's beliefs are their beliefs, and they're both true because their beliefs are true to them and your beliefs are true to you. So, and based on your belief, that's the reality that you create. So instead of getting stuck in our own little truth, we need to see what the bigger truth is and try to expand our thinking and our consciousness so that we can allow other truths in, because you don't want to get stuck in one idea. I mean, I always try to tell my kids this too. It's like, don't just believe one thing. You need to go out there and hear other perspectives and see how it feels to you. If it feels right to you, then that's the one you should go with, Okay, so let's look at actions. What actions can we take in this month? All right, this is volcano. That's explosive energy. That one keeps coming up in readings I've been doing lately. So don't lose your cool. Have patience. Everything's gonna be okay. We need to just have patience, let things play out the way they're gonna play out. Don't erupt at people. That's not gonna help anything. Money bags. This is in actions. So I don't know, maybe we need to look at the way our money, or look at our wealth and how we're making money, and see if that's working for us. We might look at how we're distributing money, on a big picture. Maybe this has to do with, helping people out, like the way we distribute money. So like our tax policies and the stimulus packages, and how can we help other people out in that way? How can we create more wealth for people? So we're going to be looking at money and how money is created, wealth creation, I guess I should say. So that's something we need to examine. And then this is elder. This guy is an old man. And it's funny because either way, an old man was going to win the election. I don't know who said that the other day. It was somebody on Saturday Night Live, I think, but somebody said you have a choice between one old man and another old man. Was that John Mulvaney or somebody that said that? So now we have an old man. An old man is gonna come in, and so really this is listening to the advice of our elders. So yeah, I think there's gonna be some elder wisdom that comes in that we need to pay attention to. I don't know what that looks like. Maybe it's saying that, the old, right now we need to kind of stick with what the old are saying because they have more experience, even though the new have younger folks have great ideas, but let's go for the older wisdom right now. Okay. All right. Hidden aspects, things we can't see yet. This is Quake. It's funny this card should come up today. There was an earthquake in Massachusetts, and it was completely unexpected. And that's what this card is about. It's about unexpected, things that happen. Usually they're minor irritations, though. They're not major things that are going to shake up your whole world. So there's going to be a lot of minor irritations that come up this month for the rest of this month. And then this is metal. This is about somebody getting recognized for their achievements. I also see this card, though, as bravery. Like there's going to be some people who do some heroic acts, maybe, and they're going to get recognized for it. So we'll see how that plays out, because that's an hidden aspect still. And that kind of goes along with this. There's going to be a lot of people seeing their gifts, recognizing what gifts they have to bring to the world. That's interesting because, so this guy was really tired and bored with his current situation. So if you bring your gifts into the world, then you might be able to change things around and change your situation, maybe change your job and do something that you really love. So be looking at where what your gifts are, and what this is usually like hidden, like you haven't opened that present yet. So what is it what gifts do you have to bring to the world that you haven't opened yet? Think about that. Okay. And then here's our outcomes. Counsel. So we're going to be seeking guidance. We need some guidance from the experts, whoever those experts are. Usually this is when you sit down with a counselor, or you sit down with a lawyer, or you sit down with somebody who can advise you. I think this is also going to have to do with, we're looking at the big picture here too. So Biden's going to have to bring in a lot of counsel to help him transition and come up with, and it could also be, judges. So the courts might have to help us settle some things, before we can make some transitions. But overall, it's going to be smooth sailing compared to where we have been. So that's good. We're going to be able to rise up and see a higher perspective for change. I think we've all been so kind of drilled down in our positions. It's been hard to kind of come together and see the bigger picture. So that's going to help us. We're going to be able to do that a little better. Things are going to be clearer this month. So that's good. It's a good thing. And then crowd. This is about what are the crowds doing? What is the popular thing right now? But it's also about how can you stand out from the crowd. So who are going to be the people that stand out and make a name for themselves? There's going to be some people doing that. They're going to be coming out and setting themselves up as examples for everyone to follow. That's good. I think we need some good, inspiring leaders right now. The good thing about this reading is I didn't see a lot of horrible things in it. I know that the coronavirus cases are going up, but I did not see bed. I didn't see trash. I didn't see I don't know, all the things that would be, I didn't see danger. I didn't even see isolation. So I guess we're not going to like go back to isolating like we did the last time cases spiked. I don't know. Overall, it looks pretty good. Maybe just things are changing a little bit. Doesn't mean that the pandemic is over by any shot, you know, but I think maybe we've all kind of come to a place of acceptance that this is what's here. It's part of our new reality. So, and then we're just looking for some new leadership, you know. So, all right, well, that's where we stand right now, and I want to start coming out and making more videos again. I kind of put that on the back burner, but I'd like to do that more often, and so that's my intention. And if you like my videos, hit like and hit subscribe so that you can continue to receive them, and look for more videos. Look for my astrology videos, and then also my sister and I are planning on doing some videos together. I'm more into the spiritual subjects and she's into healing yourself and health and wellness, and also addictions. So look for those coming up, and we will see you soon. Have a good month and have a good week until I see you again. Take care.